Yes, I do love these razors, but before you accuse me of clickbait, yes, there are reasons for you not to buy this razor. If you like 5 blades on your skin, if you like the convenience of those cartridges, if you do not mind the cost, and if you do not have any irritation on your neck or face, and you're used to shaving with those razors, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is a different type of shave. There is a bit of a learning curve. You have to know how to use it. You can't just go after your skin. You might get close. You might get too close. You might even cut yourself. What you have to do is respect what you're doing with a single edge and why you're doing it. So I know you're asking Timothy of Fashionable Father, why? Why mess around with single edges? Why mess around with double edges? Why mess around with the inconvenience or the learning curve of something like this? And that is what I'm going to explain in this video by reviewing the Single Edge Supply Pro. I was using those 5 blades, right? And I was going after my skin. It was pretty convenient, you know, obviously pretty costly. With those 5 blades, I was getting a lot of irritation, especially around my neckline and also sometimes on my face as well. My wife got me a gift to go to a barber and get a shave from a barber. I asked her after she got done shaving me, and it was like the closest, cleanest shave I've ever experienced. And I asked her, I was like, hey, so I've got some irritation on my neck. What's going on with that? And right off the bat, she was like, cleanliness. And she goes, what do you shave with? And I said, the 5 blades. It's hard, first of all, it's hard to get 5 blades clean. Simple as that. So her first recommendation was to get at least down to the disposable 2 blades, right? Those little plastic disposable ones. She goes, that way you don't have to worry really about cleaning it and you can just throw them away. And also there's less blades on your skin. And that was cool, but wasteful, you know, simple as that. Super wasteful. And I wanted to do something that was obviously less wasteful and also cooler. Like I was like, well, if I want to get like less blades on my skin, I might as well go after this with a double edge. So I went and got one of these cheap double edge razors and started using it, and I loved it. And that's my point. I got into this knowing full well that it was going to be a learning curve. Yeah, I got 3 different blades. I went through them. I wanted to test them on my skin. I have pretty coarse hair, so I need a really, really sharp blade. So I ended up with feather eventually. I ended up with a better razor that curved the blade. Again, I talk about this in some of my previous videos. And I went into it wanting to have the skills to get a better shave because of my irritation that I wanted to get rid of. I was running my double edge, and then I saw these, and I pretty much was enamored with the design. That's it. I wanted to grab this razor up because I liked how pretty it was. And this is not the razor I bought initially. It was one of these. It was a Supply 2.0. Ooh, I like this shave. Close shave. I was still cheap and I returned it and I missed it and I went and bought it anyways. If you want to watch those videos, again, I tell that story too. That I returned it, I bought it again, and I used it for an entire year and I love it. So what I've learned with using razors like this, or even using razors, double edges, or anything like that, what you're getting is you're getting a close shave, you're getting a less expensive shave, and you're also getting a clean shave. And that's something that's really important, which is actually a caveat of this, which I will cover later. Okay, so with the Supply Single Edge Pro, you have this little knob right here, and this adjusts it. So you can start off at 1, which is not that close, right? And then you can adjust it right up. This knob is crazy convenient. Crazy convenient. I had no idea how much I would like that. I'm doing 4 on the initial, and then for some reason, I don't know why, I think I want it even closer when I go against. I don't know if that's crazy or not, but I like how close it gets. But I'm super gentle on my skin. Super gentle. I love, per usual, the design. I love the design of it. I didn't realize how much I was gonna love the adjustable aspect of it. That is so fantastic and super convenient. Their first razor you could adjust, right? But you had to change the entire thing. You had to take it apart, you had to put on a different one that got, you know, that got it closer. Or there's other razors out there like that, right? You have to change the entire head for it to get a closer shave. And this is just a knob is amazing. If you want it to be adjustable, I think you need the knob, right? I think you need something, because there's no way you're gonna, in the middle of a shave, oh, let me take it all apart and put on another thing that gets you closer. Did I mention the design? I probably did. I love the design. The weight of it in your hand feels good. All the razors have a nice weight to them. I kind of didn't realize that was important to me as well. Let me break out the edge just real quick so I can feel it's so this is the edge right here. And wow, I haven't shaved with this in, I've been shaving with the Pro for about 2 months. I haven't shaved with this since I first got it. Whoa, I already cut myself. I'm surprised how close this gets. I remember this not being that close. Wow. That's probably, ironically enough, that's probably the worst I've cut myself in a long time. I had to actually take a break because I was bleeding pretty bad. So yeah, another reason why you might not want to get this razor. And actually that was the SE, which was surprising because that usually doesn't get that close. But again, got to be careful with these bad boys. So I just went, put a little ice on it, you know, calmed it down. Actually, another thing too, I forgot to put oil on my skin. So I am doing that now because I am going to go against. I like getting super close. And I think that's one thing that's really cool about these razors too, is you can get super close and not get that irritation, which, as you well know, that is the key to shaving clean and shaving with sharp razors, or razors that are good for your skin and your hair. And you have the flexibility. So yeah, I actually moved this up to 5 with this little handy knob. There's only like 2 things I do not like about this Pro. One of them is the fact that I cannot take it apart. As you can tell, this is not really something you unscrew and take apart. So use their little razor, their little blade holder, and then you click it open. If you're like me and you really want a super clean razor, this you're probably not going to be able to get as clean. I do go after it with a Q-tip a little bit, and that helps. But simply, you're not going to get it as clean as other razors that you can take apart. I've never really been one to have to flick my razor. Does that make sense? You gotta flick it. This one I have to flick. You have to flick to get the water off. Because if you don't, the water runs right down your arm, right here. So you have to flick it. And also, it does seem to collect hair more than the edge. So that also makes it even a little more difficult sometimes. You really have to get the flick to get some of the hair off of it. Only 2 things I do not like about this razor. Everything else I love. I love the convenience, I love the style, and I love the shave. I think the edge is more forgiving. I know that sounds crazy given what just happened, but I do think if you're coming from the cartridge world, then you should probably start with the edge. It's more forgiving, it's easier, and you're gonna learn more from that razor. And then you can always maybe upgrade to this later. This, with the adjusting, I think it can be overwhelming for someone who first got into it, and they're gonna have no clue where to even start, right? You need to learn more about your skin and how you wanna shave and how close you really need to get until you get into something like this where you're like, I've got like 6 settings. You got even more because there's settings in between. So it's almost too much to take on. But man, if you've messed around with supply before, or if you have a double edge and you're looking to get into this supply single edge Pro, I love it. I like it a lot. So got myself there, also got myself there. And I think this is a good opportunity, actually, to tell you the truth. Because I easily could just shoot this video again and be really careful, but I'm not going to. I wasn't careful today. I cut myself a couple times, but I'm gonna show you my next step, which if you've been here before, you know this next step. But I'll be right back. Yeah, so it's summertime, right? And the water doesn't get that cold. So well, guess what? Just show a little ice on your skin. Oh, it feels fantastic. And yes, I do this before I put lotion on, and I do this before aftershave. I don't really care about that. I just want this cold ice on my skin. Also helps tremendously with the cuts. I was great with the cuts. So, and that's, again, what I will say. I'd much rather have a couple cuts on my skin than have, just full on irritation, because that irritation lasts where the cuts just go away. If you like the video, you like all the chaos, please hit the like button. It helps a lot. My name is Timothy Sands. This is Fashionable Father. I present content to help men present their best selves. If that intrigues you, subscribe if you're so inclined. And for all the people who have subscribed and watch my videos, thank you, and thank you for your support. Always remember, never forget, style first. Oh, and yeah, if you like this video, watch this one right here. Probably more about shaving or something like that. All right.